All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video for channel 3 Drafts. So this is the first video we're going to do for Ravnica Allegiance, and we open a pretty good green rare. It's a mana dork that becomes better as the game goes on. I think it's pretty good. It ramps you. It's an attacker on turn 5. 3/5 is a sizable body. It's monocolor, so it's a reason to take it over something like Homunculus or Savage Smash, which are also very good cards. And there's really nothing else in here that's overwhelming. The Wayfinder, I'm really not impressed with, because you're supposed to put the card in your hand with effects like this, not put it on top of your library. That's very different. Yeah. A creature, I mean, the flexibility of selecting a creature or land is nice, but the fact that you're skipping your draw step to do it is a real downside. So we're just going to take Incubation Druid and be very happy with that. All right, pick 2. We get past the limited bomb with End Race Forerunners. It is 8 mana, but it pretty much wins you the games. It wins you the game. I mean, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, 7/7. I mean, the only thing it's missing is like Riot. And obviously, when this enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +2/+2, and Vigilance, and Trample. So 8 is a lot. I mean, it's 7 with this, and if we can get like, if we could get maybe a Locket, then we can theoretically cast it on turn 6 between a Mana Dork and a Locket. So I'm definitely taking it here. I mean, it's a super strong card, better than anything else in the pack. Let's see what we have. Tap target creature, draw a card, or create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creatures. Not very impressive. So this pack is kind of mediocre. 10th Street Dodger is really good for enabling Spectacle. So we could take another big thing with Rampaging Randhorn. There aren't really any overwhelming good blue or green cards here. I think Sage's Rose Savant is good, but like it can't block the wave, the black 2/1 that gives a -1/-1 that gives -1/-1 to whatever creature is blocking it. So I think here it's like, I think it's probably between the Vandal or the Randhorn. I think I'm going to take the Randhorn just to stay in color. It's not really, it's more of a Gruul card than it is a Simic card, but I don't see a reason to go into a second color unless there's something really overwhelming until we know what we're doing. All right, so here I think I'm just going to take the Stomping Ground. It enables us to splash something in red if we get like a good removal spell, or I don't know. It's just, I think Stomping Ground is good to take here. It doesn't mean that we're Gruul by any means. We could be Simic. We may not even be green, but I think this is better than anything else for us. There's a Mammoth Spider, but I think we get one later when it wheels anyway, so I don't mind having a land here to fix my mana. Tower Defense is kind of sad. I'm not crazy about it. All right, so Applied Biomancy being in the pack does kind of hint that Simic is open. There's also a Code of Constraint. I mean, for 1 more mana, this draws you a card, so I guess it's better than Applied Biomancy. This is a very flexible card. I've been meaning to try it out. Let's see what it can do for us. All right, so it looks like we're in the right colors. There's a lot of green. There's a lot of blue. Swirling Torrent is an incredibly strong card. I'm going to take it here. I don't have any 6-drops. I have some top end. I have like a 5 and an 8-drop. But a 6-drop is what the Simic deck wants with an Incubation Druid. It's a very powerful effect. I'd love to have a Sagittarius Volley, but hopefully we can get one later. But Swirling Torrent is just gas. It's a very strong card. All right, so this is another 10th Street Dodger. Again, it doesn't mean that red or Gruul is open. It's a mediocre card. It's not anything exciting. Here I think it's between a Quench and a Mammoth Spider. We have one 5-drop. This doesn't really work well later in the game, but I guess I don't mind the first one. It's going to stay in the sideboard for now. I'm not terribly excited about having this in my main deck. But from this pack, I think it's either a Humongulous, and every time I see this card, I'm reminded about Humongous. If you guys haven't seen the video with a gentleman by the name of Hugh, last name Mungus, highly recommend go watch it. It is ridiculous. It is very funny. So Humongulous or Caretaker. Caretaker lets us splash, maybe lets us ram, but I found that this card is very strong. So we could take like a Screaming Shield just to have an alternate win con. I don't mind this in a mirror match. It could be good. I should probably take the Guildgate, but this Screaming Shield, it should not be underestimated. I mean, in a mirror match, let's say like we're going up against somebody who has a similar deck to ours, or somebody who has a ton of card draw. You can legitimately bring in Screaming Shield as not only something that helps you stabilize and block, but as something that can just mill them out very fast. Top 3 cards go into the library, so it is expensive to equip, and it doesn't do much. You just pump toughness. I'm going to take a Sagittarius volley here. But I think there are things you could do with this to really disrupt your opponent's gameplay. I think it's a strong card. So clear the mind in case we mill ourselves another Humongulous and some red cards. So 7 seconds. I'm gonna take this Burning Tree Vandal in case we do end up Gruul. It's like it's a hedge pick. It's not. I'm not thrilled about it. I'll take a Slime Bind, but I think it's reasonable to pick something up like this here. Tower Defense. Ugh. Whatever. I guess I take it. Does it say untap them? Oh, and they gain reach. If this said untap them, I think it would be like borderline playable. Otherwise, it's just not playable. Last pick, 10th Street Dodger. 10th Street Dodger doesn't get any love, but it's a fair card for the Spectacle deck. Wow. So now we get a Skerrigan Hellkite, which is an amazing rare, a mythic rare in red. I don't know if this means that we should move into red, but I'm glad I took Burning Tree Vandal now. We could potentially be Gruul smashing some high-quality blue. I just think this card is way too strong to pass. It's almost like a Glory Bringer, if you remember that from Amonkhet. Not quite as strong as a Glory Bringer, but darn, I mean, it's not that far off. Eyes Everywhere, I think, is just very bad. 6 mana. Yeah, I mean, like if your opponent's playing blue, they can just exchange back whatever. It's not a good card. We're gonna take red. It doesn't mean that we're gonna be red, but at least I have the option of maybe splashing some of this. We can splash like a Swirling Torrent in a Gruul deck. We can even play a 10th Street Dodger. Like we can dump this and see what the deck looks like. I have 6 playables. I feel very sad cutting all the blue just for 1 card, so I'm not ready to make that U-turn quite yet. Captive Audience. I don't think we're taking this. I think we're just going to take this Terramander, which is quite good. We could also take a Light Up the Stage, which is a good card. So we need to think a little bit about what we want to do. What does this do? It enters the battlefield under the control of an opponent of your choice. It is cute. I mean, 7 mana is too much, though. This is a really cool card. Kind of like semi-hexproof Flying Vigilance. It's nice, but it's not really the card for us. I think we take this Terramander. It gets damage in early. It's just good value. You can pump it later. And we don't have too many instants and sorceries, but in a Simic deck, you're probably going to find enough to make it viable. Wow, so we got the best rare for our core archetype. So if we move off red, there's really nothing good or exciting in red here. I'm not crazy about these cards are okay, but they're not really like game winners. Rhythm of the Wild is cool and all, but this thing Activated abilities of creatures you control cost 2 less to activate. This effect can reduce the amount of mana and ability costs to activate. Can't reduce to less than 1 mana. And you can adapt multiple times. Yeah, no, this is the pick. So, oh, nice, and we get a frilled mystic. So I'm not too disappointed with the Hellkite pick. I think it was still reasonable to pick it in that spot, but this is just too good. You can flash it to counterspell something. It is an expensive counterspell. Worst case scenario, even if you can't counter something, you keep up 4 mana, you bring it in. It's a body. It's a 3/2. It trades. I guess I'll take a Wayfinder now. It's not an exciting card. One should not confuse this for like card advantage. It's really just card selection, but sometimes it's still good. You know, if I had an adapt creature in here, given that I have Biomancer's Familiar. By the way, the art on this thing is just incredible. Display. Look at that thing. It looks like, what is it doing? It's got like a bowl with some like goo in it, and I don't know. It's just a mutant. That's awesome. Who doesn't love mutants? All right, we'll take this Wayfinder. Drying up. The pack's drying up for us a little bit. Not crazy. I think we have plenty of top end. We don't need this Wrecking Beast. I do want a Titanic Brawl because there is a +1/+1 counter theme in this archetype with a Riot card that I have and the Incubation Druid. So I guess I'll take a fight spell. Prying Eyes, Wilderness Reclamation. This does nothing. I'm not sure how to go off with this card. Could take a counter spell here. I'm not hating this. We do also have Screaming Shield, so this could work with a Screaming Shield as an alternative win con. Also, there are some just unbeatable bomb rares that I need a counter spell to beat, so I don't mind taking this. Another Wilderness Reclamation. Well, I'd love for somebody to show me what you're supposed to do with this card. I guess, the combo is like you have Biomancer's Familiar, which you can tap, and then you can adapt as if you haven't adapted, and then you can go off by adapting like this into like a 6/9, this into a 9/9 flyer. I think I just want a Steeple Creeper, to be honest. It's got evasion. It's kind of the gold card for us. The Wilderness Reclamation, no one really wants him. It's too much of a setup. So there's a Growth Spiral in a Skitter Eel. I think I'm going to take the Eel because I only have 1 4-drop, and this is exactly the type of card that works with the Mutant, because you can essentially adapt it for 1, and you could adapt it for 1 every turn. So very good card for our deck. Wow, light up the stage wheel. There's nothing else for us, so I will take it. I mean, I think it's worth like almost 2 tickets, so it shouldn't go that late, and there's nothing else for us in the pack. Yeah, just a Caretaker here for our 8-drop to get it down quicker. There's one of the Wilderness Reclamations anyway. Again, I don't think I'm playing this because I'd rather just have like an adapt creature, really. It's a win more card. I'm not a big fan of win more cards. Beginning of your end step, untap all lands you control. Yeah, it's not convincing. So there's a lot of red open, and it feels like we're getting cut a little bit, but we should end up with enough playables, and we got some very strong cards with End-Race Forerunners. Shouldn't this be like a zombie boar or something? I'm not sure. Ooh, there's a Sunder Shaman. That's not really the card for us. Unfortunately, there's kind of nothing in this pack for us. Godless Shrine. Tough pick. We don't really have good ways of splashing anything. I mean, we have a Stomping Ground, but this is double red, so that's out. We could try to splash Azorius Skyguard, which is a bomb. I'm not sure what we splash them off. Maybe the more responsible pick is just to take Prying Eyes, but I'd rather take either a Skyguard or Exposed to Daylight, and I'll take an Azorius Skyguard. Maybe I'll get some ways of splashing it. Gatebreaker Ram is very cool, but don't have any gates. But a second Frill Mystic is awesome. Uh, Fairy Duelist is also very cool, but we have enough 2-drops, and this just, I mean, counter any spell. That's very strong effect, unlimited. So there's an Azorius Guildgate if we want to splash a Skyguard. We could even take another one, but I think maybe we take the Guildgate or we take, let's see, we could take the Griffin. We could also take a Growth Spiral. This is good, it ramps us. Man, I'm not sure what the pick is here. I think I want to take a Growth Spiral because I'm not sure that we're playing this anyway. Like I said, I think we're still going to get enough playables. There's another Skyguard in here. Apparently nobody wants these, but I'll take a Growth Spiral. It's not terrible. Ooh, Chillbringer is really nice. It's great if you have some flash abilities to blink your creature. Unfortunately, there really isn't anything like that for this archetype, but it's still a good card regardless. So Pierce probably just Sphinx of the Guild Pact. Hoping to wield the Simic Locket. Again, I'm not interested in a 4-mana 3/2 Scry one. I guess that is a good card, but I'd rather have a 5/5 Hexproof and Monocoloured. Given that I have ramp in my deck and that I can get there quite quickly. So this is interesting. I'm not excited about this. I do like this Scry 2 when it comes into play. We're not playing Titanic Brawl. I hope we're not playing Titanic Brawl. So we take the Savant. Sure, it's a playable card. Scuttlegator. No, I just probably want to Simic Guildgate to fix my mana. Not excited about a Weaken the Erstwhile. Doesn't this look like that stupid Golgari creature from Guilds of Ravnica that you can discard a card to give it +2/+2? Discard a creature card. That was a terrible card. Where's my preview? Pain. Yeah, it totally looks like that guy. So that just means this card is worthless just because the art looks like the other dude. Yeah, no, we're just taking the Simic Guildgate. Gator's cool. 8 mana is a lot. We have better stuff at 7 and 8 mana, so we'll just take a Gate. I guess we can take one of these now. I have so much top end already. I have an 8-drop, 7-drop, 6-drop, 3 5-drops. Do I really need another 6-drop? Or do I just want like a Steeple Creeper? I think I want a Steeple Creeper. It's good with the Forerunners because you get 6/4 Vigilance Trample, which is very strong. Yeah, I'll take Prying Eyes. Like, yeah, this is just like a better 6-drop for us. I could see a situation where I want some early blockers to trade off with. This is a relevant card. Rubble Slinger is fine. Take it. I'm not playing a second Prying Eyes. I'm not playing the Stomping Ground. Doesn't matter what we take from here. It's a work card. All right, I'm glad I didn't take the Gate because we would have only had one Gate for Azorius Skyguard. Very strong card, but we don't really have a way of splashing. Screaming Shield could come in on some weird sideboard plan. Quench. Quench I kind of like more than this 0/3. You got to tap an untapped creature. That's a big cost. Usually, like these mana dorks, you shouldn't need to do that to get value. But here it's like you need to tap another creature. It's no good. Titanic Brawl. How many +1/+1 counters I have? So Terramander, Salamander Drake. Familiar kind of helps put counters on it, but it's not a direct source of counters. Incubation Druid is 2. Whatever, we can count this as a half, so it's 2.5. Shimmer we may not play. So 3 with Eel, 4 with Renthorn, and not a lot, not a lot. So this mutant is actually not really doing much in our deck. Biomancer's Familiar works with 1, 2, 2 cards in our deck. The Eel and the Eel, sorry, 3 cards. Druid, Eel, Terramander. So I guess it's like bare bones minimum, whatever. It's not terrible. Prying Eyes could be good. If I don't play Prying Eyes, maybe I just play another like 3-drop with a Coral Commando. I don't mind. I don't think a Coral Commando is crazy in a deck like this because I do need stuff to trade and I have a lot of top end. A lot of top end. How much card draw do I have? So I have Savant is kind of card draw with Scry. Wayfinder is not really card draw. Code of Constraint is card draw, and I guess Prying Eyes can stay. Maybe we cut something like this Sphinx, or I don't know. I need to think about this for a minute, and then we'll jump in. But overall, I like this deck. It's a lot of top end, but it's got ramp with the Druid, and it's got ramp with the Growth Spiral. So I think we can make this work. Okay. So in terms of sideboard, we have the volley. Oops. Cancel. Save. So sideboard plan. We have the shield. We have volley. Maybe we want to play Shimmer of Possibility, even though it's like just not good. Maybe we play this thing. I don't think we play a second Prying Eyes, but maybe we could play like a second Prying Eyes on like a Clear the Mind if we're in a mirror Simic match. All right, I think the deck's good. I need to make one cut. Let's see. I like Quench in this deck. I kind of feel like I cut some of this top end. Anything with a +1/+1 counter is good. Homunculus kind of keeps down the fort and lets me get in with some flyers like Shieldbringer and Sphinx. Maybe it is just the Sphinx. I just think it's too greedy. Like, our curve is very high, and it is a finisher and it's got like protection. We can get it down on turn 6 or maybe even turn 5 theoretically. Ugh. But I think we can just win off more effective cards like Chillbringer and Skitter Eel plus the Familiar. So in terms of lands, how comfortable am I with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess that's fine. I have a blue 1-drop. I have double blue on turn 3. Okay, that's fine. So let's save and jump in and see how we do. Decent deck. I'm not sure this 3, I guess maybe I'm underestimating Frilled Mystic as a straight up 2-for-1, but it's such a big setup. I mean, the cool thing about it is that it's not limited to counter target spell with converted mana cost like 5 or less, or creature spell or non-creature spell, or it's got no downside. It's just straight up, you get a 3/2 and you get to counter something. So I am quite happy with this. So let's pause it until, never mind. Yeah, we got a Quench. We got a couple of 3-drops. This is fine. Yeah, we could probably close this now. Almost a 6, and looks like he didn't find what he needed. He bottomed the card. All right, pass. All right, so we're in a mirror match, which is fine. Short take 2. So I will quench that. He's stuck on lands. He didn't make his third land drop. So I will quench that. He had a third land, but he didn't play it. All right, let's see. Ooh, Druid is good. So if I play Druid, I can't block, but then I can play a Rampaging Renthor next turn or Chillbringer. That seems very good. Seems better than playing a Coral Commando. As long as this lives, and it may not if he has a fight spell, but if this lives, then we can just start curving out. Gateway Sneak. All right, so we probably want to tap that down, make sure our opponent doesn't draw cards. And then we have a blocker that can start hammering in for damage. So let's tap this and pass. Then we got options next turn. I mean, we could adapt the Druid, or we could just play this 4/4 haste or 5/5. Sure. Okay. So I have 6 mana. That means I could go Commando and Code of Constraint, but it doesn't feel like playing Code of Constraint is good in this spot. I do want to play my big stupid thing as a 5/5, I guess. Because he has to block it, and Code of Constraint is very strong against double blocks. Okay. Nothing, huh? So we could just pass and play Prying Eyes end of our opponent's turn, but I think I'm going to attack because I have Code of Constraint in hand, so what's the worst that can happen? Let's see. Maybe he has a bounce spell. Maybe he's got the +3/+3 reach. We don't know. Well, this could be a blowout for him if he tries to overcommit. This is 4 damage, so he's got to have a combat trick. So in terms of lining these things up, I'm going to line them up like this. See what you got. Uh-huh. All right, so then these things get, so this becomes like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't kill both of them because this becomes like 2/4, and this becomes a 3/4. 2/4, 3/4, which means I can only kill one. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't want to use Code of Constraint because it doesn't really do anything. So I guess we trade 1 card for 2 cards. We get some damage in. And I guess I want to play Prying Eyes on my opponent's turn. Because, I mean, Coral Commando and, like, keeping up Code of Constraint. I guess I could play, like, a Sage's Row, but this is better because it draws me my win cons immediately. So I think I'm just going to pass, see what he does, and play Prying Eyes end of my turn. Okay. Counterspell. Okay, yeah, this gets us. This is nasty. I mean, 6 mana for 2 mana is significant, and that's not good when that happens. But we can come back. We can even play 2 cards here. So we can play like a Skitterial. Let's see, one. We should attack with Chillbringer. I'm not sure why I didn't attack last turn. Let's attack. See what we get. Useless. Ugh. So with a Code of Constraint, this becomes 7, and I have 5 lands. But he's got 1 card in hand. Whatever, it doesn't matter. This is something. Keep it on top. And yeah, let's pass. Sure. All right, let's tab this. 1, 2, 3. Draw a card. Play a land. So I can play Commando and Terramander this turn. Let's attack with just Chillbringer. I guess we can attack this as well. Adapt just as a 4/5. Yeah, let's adapt. Let's attack with this as well. All right, so next turn we can start adapting either the eel or my incubation druid. Ooh, this is nice. So how much does this cost? 7. Cost 5. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's attack. Attack, attack. And that's it. If he tries to double block the eel, then I can fight at instant speed. He's got 1 card. I mean, if he's got something, he's got something. But this is a chance to get a legit 2-for-1. And I'm not going to pass it up. I think if he had like 2 or 3 cards in hand, it probably wouldn't do this. I'm gonna get punished again. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, the good news is that our opponent's at 5, and I can make this a 2-5. Can't attack through. I guess I just played this guy and like just pass, keeping up his adaptability, and then we can smash next turn as a 4-5. So opponent can draw a card here. That's fine, but he loses a blocker, and he's at risk of dying. Hope you drew something good. Nothing. I mean, this is pretty much lethal if I attack with everything. So flyers, Sagittarius Volley's coming in. Easy add. And maybe the Coral Commando's coming out. I still think we don't need Sphinx and we don't need Screaming Shield. All right, so round 2, this is a very questionable hand. I think we got a... I mean, perfect distribution between like lands and not lands. I guess we got a Sagittarius Volley. I'm so reluctant to keep this. Let's hope we draw our early stuff. I'm on the draw. It's okay. I think if I was on the play, I'd send it back. But it's like borderline. All right, that's a good draw. So that means we can do something by at least turn 3. Yuck. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. So let's scry 2, see what we find. Scry away any lands. Quench. I guess this gives me something. This gives me something to do on turn 4. That's fine. Okay, let's pass. This is a premium 2-drop. Premium 2-drop. Very good card. Very solid card. Sure. Bounce my creature, whatever, get in for 2, draw a card, good stuff. All right, I'm gonna play this creeper just because it can, like, it's more mana efficient. I'm not trading, but next turn I can play my Sage and keep up a Quench, which I think is good. Sure. That's a good target for Sagittarius Volley. I guess I don't attack, although I don't mind getting this off the board. It could become... All right, I'll attack. I hope I can trade for the sword form hybrid. If he wants to trade, I'm happy trading for it, sure. Okay, it's going to become a big threat later. So let's scry again. That's a good card. That goes on the bottom. And we pass, and then we keep up quench. Actually, I guess I should have maybe kept the land on top for Chillbringer. That's probably a mistake. I also have this Endrace Forerunners. Can pay 2. All right, sure, pay player card. Let's quench that. Because he can activate it next turn. Yeah, that was a mistake. It's like 2 a.m. and I'm playing a bit tired. So let's just attack. I should have kept the land on top. Definitely a mistake. I should have kept the land on top. I should have bottomed the mountain land, to be honest. I'm gonna volley now to play around a counter spell. I just want to kill this thing. Not take any more damage. Pass. Seven mana. Something scary. Sure. It's not too scary. Swirling Torrent's really going to get our opponent hard because he's got access to a ton of mana. He's going to play some big doofy creatures, and then we can just really wreck his turn progression. But we need 2 more lands for that, and I'm really hoping that we can just cast Chillbringer on curve. Growth Spiral's okay, actually. Let's Growth Spiral first, see what we can get. Okay. Let's just attack. So, like, we can tap something down that he plays, or if we get 1 more land, we can bounce a lot of stuff. Watchful Giant, splashing for Watchful Giant? What? I'm not even sure what my opponent's deck is doing. I almost F6 myself, so let's turn off auto yields, no attacks. Blare Forest, and let's think about what we want to do. So we're 1 away from this bad boy. I don't want to bounce this because he gets the token. These Gyre Engineers aren't really doing much. So I think the play, like, probably we just play a Chillbringer here and wait to draw 1 more land for Endrace Forerunners. And we pass. Okay. Actually, Screaming Shield could be good against our opponent because he's at 19 cards already. He's got a ton of card draw with Prying Eyes and Insight. And he's looking for his like big mana sinks that he can't find. All right, well, there's my card for Enrace. What is the probability that he has a counterspell? I'm gonna play around it. I'm just gonna check with the Showbringer, and then I'm gonna keep up Prying Eyes. I don't want to walk into something. I'd rather him. I guess he's never gonna tap out, is he? But still, I'd rather have Prying Eyes, and I guess I'll play it now in case I get my blue 1-drop. So we need to discard 2. So let's discard this and like Titanic Brawl, because I guess Titanic Brawl is good with Endrace. Maybe we just discard. Let's get rid of the Steeple Creeper. I think that's better, and let's just pass. So no effects end of turn. opponent on taps with a gazillion mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got access to 13 mana. Probably just okay, attacks with everything. I'm going to keep my Sage Roll because he's better with Enrace Forerunners. And I think I'm going to play it now. I don't really have any other creatures that can develop my board. Like, what's my alternative? I can, like, Slime Bind this, get in for 3, keep up Brawl and a Counterspell. I guess we're not in a rush. Let's just slam. All right, so let's counterspell that. Mill him for 3. Get in for damage. Okay, and then we have Titanic Brawl and Slime Bind up as a flash enchantment. So I go to 7. Gerrymander. Well, if he's got it, he's got it. Whoa. Oh, it's 8 mana. Oh my gosh. All this time I thought I had enough to play it. I absolutely do not. But I can play Gerrymander, and I can... let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it costs 3. So that's pretty good. So that means I can play this, adapt it, and Brawl, which is pretty sweet. So let's get in with both. Maybe I should have played my spells first to see if he has a counterspell, but whatever. Let's just get in. Play a Gerrymander, and I don't really want to play the Torrent. That's not going to do much here. I'd rather use it on just big stuff. And what my opponent has isn't really a threat. Law Mage's Binding. Well, I could return this to my hand at some point. Guess it's fine. Let's just pass. "13 cards left in his deck. All right, I can take this. Just keeping this on blocks. Okay. Humongous. I guess it's a good draw. OP can't really get through anymore. Let's attack with my flyer. Nice. Humongous Resolving is really, really cool. Hexproof and Limited is just a broken ability. I don't think I can die to anything given that I have Titanic Brawl. So even if he's got a pump spell, I guess no, that's wrong. If he's got the +3/+3, I can die if he attacks with everything and pumps it on whatever doesn't get through. Unless I can respond in time with Titanic Brawl. Nothing, huh? Okay, no attacks. So there's no sense in playing Titanic Brawl to kill like one of the 1/1s because I still don't have lethal. I do have lethal in 2 turns with Shellbringer. I can also potentially have lethal if I Titanic Brawl and Swirling Torrent. So let's maybe do that. Although I feel like he's got 4 cards in hand. I think he's got some shenanigans. Maybe he's got the 3/2 flash counterspell. That would be sad. He's gonna have a hard time blocking Humongulus. He needs to chump it. Okay, interesting. So opponent's just looking to replay his giant, and he's willing to give my guy a +1/+1 until end of turn. Very nice of him. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. So I can like kill something in response with Titanic Brawl. It just seems bad. All right, it's okay. My guy can die. It's fine. He can't recast anything, I don't think. Never mind. Never mind. So is he just dead? Yeah, he's just dead. So I got Titanic Brawl on either one of these. Let's kill this thing. Even better. All right, now he's dead. All right, cool. We got game 1. No. He's still dead. Yeah, you're still dead. That's too much damage. Still dead. Still dead. Okay. All right, good stuff. On to game 2. All right, round 2. So let's see. Opening hand is very solid. Growth Spiral might even ramp us. This is certainly a keep. We don't get going until turn 3, really, but we do have a few 2-drops, and I'm happy just playing Growth Spiral next turn. This hand is more acceptable on the play because less chance that opponent's going to just overrun you with a Rakdos deck. Sure. Okay. And I wouldn't mind getting a 2-drop here. I'll probably play it over the Growth Spiral. Okay, so now I pass and then keep up a fake counterspell, play Growth Spiral, end of my opponent's turn, and then drop Gate. All right, I can just do it now. Let's play the Gate. Nice. And now we even have the Frilled Mystic as a counterspell. I don't even mind keeping mana open. Let's see. All right, we got some options. We could play the Pteramander and the Skittereel. Skittereel or the Skitter Eel. Skitter Eel can get in as a 5/5 next turn. I don't really think that any 3-drops are going to be a threat because the real threats are fight cards, and yeah, I guess best option is to play Skitter Eel. If I'm going to counter something, I'd rather counter a bigger mana spell. And the Neo, I mean, a 3/3 is just a nice solid body. We might even get our Mutant, which will let us adapt this multiple times, which would be sweet. Of course, now he can have the fight card, which would be nasty, but no, that's not what he has. Great. That's fine. Cannot attack. I, however, can attack, and I could threaten to trade, and I could even adapt for 1 of Biomancer's Familiar. Yeah, let's go. All right, let's go Biomancer's Familiar. Let's attack and threaten to adapt for 1. So he can't really block it, and I could play Terramander, but I'd rather make this a 5/5 because this is going to make it harder for my opponent's fight spells to work. Whoa, what's going on? Why can't I adapt? Yeah, okay. And nothing else we can do, just pass. So we kind of missed the land drop this turn, but not really because we played a land off Growth Spiral. So we're not ahead on the number of lands we could have, but we're not behind either. So Growth Spiral did its job there. So the next turn this becomes a 7/7, and it's very hard to kill. The colors that my opponent's playing, it's got like burn, fight, and bounce. So burn and fight are no longer applicable. So even if he's got the +2/+2 fight card, not good enough to take out Skitter Eel. So the best way to deal with this is to bounce, and if you would do that, you'd probably do it either now or after combat. Question is, do I want to trade Biomancer's Familiar for Sauroform Hybrid? Yeah, like Savage Smash can only kill the mutant. Sure, that's fine. And then I take 6. Okay. So this is a bit unfortunate because I don't have triple blue, which means I can't play Terramander and Frilled Mystic. But I can this adapt? Really activate Skitter Eel's ability. A creature with any +1/+1 counters will not get additional counters from adapt. I love how they give you a little hint. So we can also go Steeple Creeper and Terramander. Doesn't seem very good. Terramander also costs 7 now to activate instead of 8 to make it bigger. Unfortunately, be even less with Familiar, but Familiar is gone. So I like smashing and getting my opponent down to 10, and then maintaining the pressure with Frilled Mystic, countering maybe a fight spell, and then just having a blocker for hybrid. So one of the best things that could happen is he tries to play something before. I really want him to play something pre-combat because I do want to counterspell it. Of our little elf lizard's ability. Perfect. That's as good as we can ask for. And now we got black set up. So probably he does not attack with the hybrid because it becomes better later. So my guess is he just attacks with Aeromunculus to try to keep pinging me for damage. Oh, no attacks at all. Boy, I think that's a mistake. He can't double block. I guess if he thinks I have removal, yeah, I guess it's good to keep both back because I could have removal and really get him here. So yeah, we're gonna rumble with both. I'm happy trading Frilled Mystic. It's already done its job, so I'm happy trading it for either one of my opponent's blockers. And then we just keep up Prying Eyes. Right, 6 mana, that's right. Perfect. And well, actually, let's think about that. Maybe it's better to just play the creatures because my opponent's at 5. I think that's the better play. So let's just do that. So let's go Steeple Creeper, Evasion, and this has Evasion. And now, unless my opponent has like a board wipe, which is only available with gates in red, with Gates Ablaze, and available in black-white, which my opponent is not playing. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a concession here because I don't see how he can address essentially 14 power of damage here. Can I adapt this? Is he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I guess I'm 1 instant or 1 land short of adapting. Okay. Okay, now I can do it. I don't see a reason to sink mana into Steeple Creeper. Let's see what he does first, and then we can respond with either adapting or playing Prying Eyes. Prying Eyes maybe is a little bit... Okay, never mind. So let's see what my sideboard plan can be. Opponent's playing mirror match, basically. I don't think Clear the Mind is particularly good. Could play Rubble Slinger to block Aeromunculus instead of a Steeple Creeper on defense, but it doesn't. It only blocks Aeromunculus for a turn. Coral Commando is kind of weak in this matchup. I don't really need it. Coral Commando is more of like a... I guess it's a little better against like aggro decks like Rakdos, for example. It's not. I don't think it's good with what we're trying to do. I'm not playing a second Prying Us unless I play Clear the Mind. So maybe it's something like Sphinx is like just a big stupid thing that can give us an advantage in the long game. And I like that better than Screaming Shield. Sagittarius Volley, I think we should play if he's playing things like Aeromunculus and potentially dumping mana into it. Let's see what's weak against our opponent. Humongulous can kind of hang out for a bit, potentially. Steeple Creeper. Red Horn's still good. Playing both my Mystics. All right, let's try like this. I don't really like... I mean, usually when I sideboard, I want to make my curve tighter, but in a mirror matchup, it's okay to have, like, take out a... what do you call it? What did I take out? Yeah, we took out a 3-drop for a 7-drop. It's a little more ambitious. Yuck, multi 5. Oh, Jesus. Do we not have lands in here? What's going on? This is going to be ridiculous. This is going to be ridiculous if we still win. I need an island badly. Ugh. Whatever. Pretty sure we're going to lose this anyway. It's very hard to come back on a multi-4. Usually, It happens quite rarely, but when it does, of course, it's a pain. It is a pain. Okay, island, please, pretty please. If we get an island, we could either keep up a growth spiral or quench if he plays a thread. Okay, that's not an island. Close, but that's not an island. Maybe we shouldn't play so many damn 7 and 8 drops in a deck like this. Maybe a Screaming Shield would have been better. Or a land in our particular case. Go to 18 on anticipation of a multi-4. Unfortunately, I'm not gifted with the powers of prognostication, so you'll have to excuse me. That's a problem. That thing is going to be a problem. Okay. Fairly straightforward. Sometimes Magic is easy where your options are kind of made for you. As in poker, sometimes it's just clear. You know, if you have 7-2, you fold. If you have 2 lines and can't cast anything, you pass. Okay. The excitement continues. Oh, magic. Oh, magic. So, chooses to attack instead of making the creature bigger. And what are we getting? What are we playing here? Oh, nice. 5/5 adapt 2. I think I've seen enough. So he does have some early stuff. So let's take Sphinx out. But we also took out Humongulous. Of possibility. Coral. I still don't like Coral Commando. I think maybe I got karmically punished for being greedy and playing a damn 7-drop. All right, this is much better. Wayfinder is not exciting, but at least I get card selection. I could put a reasonable creature. It's actually better when you want to find a good creature, not when you need a land. Because if you're looking because drawing a land, it just always feels bad. Like there was a version of this in Ultimate Masters. There was a 1/1, and you put a card in your hand. So I'm snap willing to sacrifice 1 point of power for a card that puts a land or card, but even a land into my hand as opposed to on top. But here, given that we don't really have anything double green, we're going to put a nice, curve filling creature, or maybe just a very powerful creature on top of our library. Like, yeah, I'm taking Biomancers for going because this thing is an enabler. It's a magnet for removal. We could play it along with Code of Constraint on turn 5 potentially. So I don't mind leaving that on top of my library. Okay. I mean, we could either kill it with a Code of Constraint or tap a draw card, but I'm just going to smash and play a Creeper. No reason to tap down a 2-drop. Takes it. Okay. That tap 4 given flying cost is quite expensive, but I guess it's okay. All right, so let's see what the options are now. Let's just tap this down, draw a card. I'm going to leave an island open in case I draw Terramander. Doesn't untap next turn, and I'm going to leave Steeple Creeper back. I'm just going to offer the trade like this. This is actually fine because I have 3 sources of blue, and I could play this, and I could play Biomancers next turn and keep up with all collapse, which is good. So opponent decided to trade. Okay. Well, this is nice because most likely I can. I'm winning the race right now with effectively 6 power on board with a familiar. Untap talent. I'm not going to attack. Let's just play familiar, pass, keep up dog collapse. Let's hope we get a nice fat 5 mana spell here. Nope, that's not going to happen. But let's see if he could also sink mana into Aeromunculus, which I hope he doesn't. Okay, nice. That's good. Because obviously that's not something I can counter. There is a blue card. There's a double cost card. That's strange. I mean, if you're gonna do that, why not do it before attacks? Anyway, Quench is okay here. So let's give this thing flying. Ah, it's only 2. That's sweet. I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Yeah, never mind. I lost track of thought. Sure. Oh, I remember. Yeah, there is so there's a, what do you call it? A hybrid mana, double hybrid mana, Simic green that allows you to counter an activated ability, which is a sideboard card against Simic. It's a really cool design. There was a There was a counter spell that allowed you to counter a spell or activated ability from, I believe, Exilon or Aether Revolt, one of those. Okay, so no play. Interesting. So what could he possibly have? Maybe some instant speed card draw? I don't know. We're just going to play a gate. Let's give this flying. Smash for 4. So I expect he's going to adapt here or do something. Okay, so he's adapting the Paramoculus. Still winning the race. I think if he attacks with the Savant now, I probably should block. But not necessarily, because actually, no, if he attacks with Volt and I can counter something, I can smash for 6. And then it's lethal in 1 turn. So I'm incentivized not to block. And he actually doesn't want to attack either. Let's see what this is. All right, well, I can't counter that. So you win. I can try to counter it, and then maybe my opponent misclicks, but then I'd rather hit like an actual spell. Now I kind of feel like I should block because still not attacking. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think if he attacked with the Savant, I don't want to go to 9. All right, so flooding out. We did multi-4, right? So I guess like it's not all that bad. I'm actually happy he's not attacking with the Savant. And come on, play 5 drop. Play 5 drop. Do it. Do it. No, come on, not replicate. Yeah, this is the other half of the card I was talking about is the other half of replicate. Yuck. Okay, well, this is not a 3/4. You still have to adapt it. Ah, how many lands are we supposed to draw? Come on, deck. Come on. So I have to multi-4 and I get flooded. Doesn't it seem like a bit too much punishment in one game? Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's about a flood. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Yeah. So I'm dead next turn. Even if I counterspell something here, I need to find a way of dealing with the flyer. And no, that's not going to happen. I could have drawn my bounce a creature and put a creature on top of opponent's library. That would have been pretty sweet. Unfortunately, for some reason I thought we had one more match, but win, loss, loss. Yeah, okay. It's unfortunate. No, I lost. Yeah, never mind. I lost the game when I multi-4 quickly. All right, I'm still going to pose the vid because multi-4 is quite a rare event, especially with 17 cards. I'm not sure exactly what the straight odds of that are. I could maybe try to calculate it a bit later in Excel. And in fact, I think out of curiosity, I will do that. Um, hmm. I'm pretty sure we're gonna win game 3, and then I'll still. I don't like honestly. I don't like posting 2-on-1 vids because, like I mentioned in my previous videos, like for me, if I'm watching a draft video, I don't want to see any draft video. I want to see like a deck that either makes the finals or wins the finals, and that's why I will never post vids where I lose game 1 unless it's so early in the format where nobody knows what's going on and there's educational value in posting even bad drafts. So if anybody disagrees with that, and if you guys want to see my crap drafts, please let me know. I'll be more happy to post them. But I'm kind of coming from where I'm when I'm deciding what to post or not post, I'm coming from what I would like to see as a viewer, as a consumer of content. Yeah, this is the card we needed last game. Swirling Torrent would have been awesome to kill one token and put the other one on top of my opponent's library. That would have been the best answer against this deck, but it just wasn't meant to be. Punch is better like on turn 3 through X, whereas Savant might get quenched actually, but okay, didn't. Scry 2 is important on turn 2 because we actually do on both of these. So this gives us, let's see, 1, 2, 4. I'm going to keep both of these. I think I've been a bit too liberal with bottoming lands on hopes that I'll just draw them. I've been really punished on many an occasion for that. Man, I hope I put a. Actually, it doesn't matter if I put an island or a forest on top. So let's rumble. Okay. Gonna play Steeple Creeper and set up for a big turn with Frilled Mystic next turn. Frilled Mystic, I think this card is very, very strong. I mean, we saw that's fine. We saw how powerful like the 4 mana counterspell was in the last set, which recycled cards from your graveyard, and a 3/2 body tacked onto an unconditional counterspell is pretty sweet. You're unlikely to like you know drop this on an unsuspecting attacking like 1/2 or something like that on turn 4. That's not the typical scenario. The typical scenario is your opponent plays like a pump spell pre-combat, you counter it, and then you have an extra blocker, which is always very sweet. So we pass and keep up Frilled Mystic. Next turn we play Humongulous. I'm still playing Frilled Mystic as a body, even if my opponent doesn't have a play here, because with Swirling Torrent I can get blockers out of the way. And Humongulous is difficult to block, but it looks like we're going to get really, really good value here. So let's play this. This puts me so far ahead of my opponent. It's incredibly difficult to come back. Like if you're OP, it's very hard to come back from a spot like this because you're going to be facing 2 more counterspells. Wow, we just have the counterspell dot deck. You know what? I'm going to play Humongulous here. If I knew I would draw another land for Swirling Torrent, I would probably play Humongulous, but it's just better to keep up Quench and a Thought Collapse. I cannot play both of them because I don't have 3 blue, but very likely that I can get value at least off one of these spells. So if you play something 5 mana, oh, perfect. Perfect. Nice. Yeah, this is always why you want to play your land like on your first main phase. If you can put yourself in a position where you're going to have an extra land in play. All right. I don't think there are any spells in this format like Live Mezzet which cannot be countered. So this means that we pretty much have it locked down. There's literally no way my opponent can win, I don't think. Because between Thought Collapse and Swirling Torrent, unless he plays like, unless he manages somehow to resolve a hexproof creature that I'm not aware of, maybe some crazy powerful rare, ends game. How sweet is that? If this card said whenever you cast this card, I think it would be so much better. But as it stands, it's only when it resolves. Yeah, we just Swirling Torrent that and win. Choose one or both. Okay. Actually, these are one. We don't even need to do that. So, Azorius means flyers. Flyers means we need volley instead of I like all the counter spells. I could take out maybe a quench because he's seen it and maybe he'll needlessly play around it. But we're going to be on the draw, so I kind of want to keep all my counter spells anyway. And that means in terms of cuts, maybe Titanic Brawl is bad because my creatures are going to be on average the same size as my opponent's creatures. So there will be, yeah, I mean, because Simic is a mirror match, right? So there will be more cases where just I can't cast the fight spell. End raise, Forerunners is pretty much like a, not quite a death card, but you don't want this in your opening hand because it's so unlikely that you can play this on curve. You want to draw this like on turn, whatever, 8, 9, 10. But it's still a good enough hand to keep. Terramander? Turn 1 Terramander, one time? Nope. Okay. I don't think I'm going to play this on turn 2. There's that Terramander, 1 turn too late. So if I keep an island on top, I can play Quench and Terramander. Next turn, well, let's just see what we get. I do want to land with Endrace, dudes. I definitely want lands. I think I'll find my third forest. It's not too difficult. I have more forests than islands in my deck. This is a bit of a dilemma. I think I still want the forest, as sad as that is. Which means I won't be able to Quench and Terramander next turn. That means I'll probably just maybe play, if he plays Aeromunculus, I'll play Sagittarius Volley. That could also be one outcome. Or if he plays a flyer. Nothing, huh? All right, well, that tells me he's got a counterspell or something. Just attack. Yeah, no, that's not. I don't want that. Resolving. Let's keep our 2/1 and make sure he doesn't have a flyer, which kills our guy. And pass. That was the Phantomite. I'll tell him. Sorry if it was making a lot of noise. Let's see. Yep, I will play Simic Gilgate now in case I draw my other Frilled Lizard. I know I'm making up names for these guys. That's not the name of the card, it's the creature type. But I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. So best play, I think, is Simic Gilgate and you know, I'm gonna play Terramander because if he's got a counterspell, I'd rather him counterspell the Terramander rather than the card that's gonna make this go off. Sure. So if my opponent gives it flying to get past Wayfinder, I can kill it with Sagittarius Volley. So this is pretty cool. This means I can play the Biomancer and keep up the Volley. So let's attack with both. Yeah, and then next turn I'll be able to adapt this because I'll have enough. So this is 8, and then I have 3, 4, 5, 6 with the Quench because this is cheaper for every instant and sorcery you have, and 2 more, an additional 2 mana discount off Biomancer's Familiar means that we pretty much got this on the lockdown as well. If we can make the Terramander a 5/5 next turn. No blocks. Okay. I mean, I don't mind racing from this spot. That's fine by me. I also have access to Swirling Torrent next turn, and if I can Swirling Torrent into End Race Forerunners by drawing 2 lands in a row, it's good stuff. So opponent's still missing land drops. No attacks. Okay. So what is the best option? I can bounce both of these, which would kind of screw him because he won't get his other land. I think that's the most effective play. So put on top of library. This one, return to hand. Smash for 5. If he had like more lands, I may have chosen another path. Like I may have chosen to adapt right away. But if I can screw him out of drawing a land again, I hate to use that term. Uh, Sounds terrible, doesn't it? I'm really not trying to screw my opponents. Please don't think that. I think Magic is a very respectable. Uh, I mean, MTG should be like a game where it's mutual respect. I shouldn't use terminology like that. It's not good for the game. Uh, but let's say if I can deny, that's a better term. If I can deny my opponent um, the chance of drawing an additional land for one more turn, it puts me way further ahead here, especially with Enrace Forerunners in my hand. Okay, so not exciting, but I think we can jump right back in and seeing if we can do better and get a 3-0, and I hope you enjoyed this one. See you next time.